Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a little bit of a video. Well, of course, after a winters of forgetting about, neglect if you want to say, the old shop needs some attention. Can't really call this a shop night video, but I guess we can call her a shop day video. So of course got my heater all nice and fired up. It works really well. It's not nowhere near as loud or annoying as the forced air heaters were. Now I know I've touched on the shop a couple of times in the update videos, so I'm not going to go in deep to projects and things that I'm wanting to get done in the shop here, but of course just need some general tidy up, put away scraps of lumber, organizing some things, deciding what to do with a few things here. I need to build a rack for the pipe clamps, but that'll come at a later date. I've got a Schwinn Child's trailer here next to a brand new. The person bought it and maybe pulled it once without children in it, and then it sat on the deck for probably another 2 years, not in direct sunlight, so it still looks like it's in really good shape. The only drawback is the child harness has been cut out of it, so therefore it's no longer of any value to haul kids around in. Well, I inherited a roll cabinet here with some tools in it. The only downside is I have all these tools already, and I don't really need another roll cabinet. I have been looking for a stand to use outdoors when I'm working outdoors. However, I was kind of maybe looking at a different style of stand, but I guess nothing's cheaper than something you already have. I suppose I always can sell the tools out of it that are in it, and we'll go from there. As you kind of see, we have layers upon layers of stuff, kind of like an archaeological dig. There's a drill press back there, a drywall lift, a bar fridge here that needs to plug in and put your favorite beverages in it. The bar fridge is sitting on the kind of stand that I was thinking about using outdoors. This one even has a plug-in on it, so you can use it as a alternative power source as well. Like I say, just has various accumulations of junk, scraps of plywood from past projects that never really got thrown away or filed away, and a chunk of drywall here. I have to decide if I'm going to toss it or keep it. Given the price of new stuff, it's worth keeping, but at the same time it's kind of in the way. I still got a couple of sheets of 14 gauge 4x8 steel back there that I've had for almost ever, but actually I think it's been close to almost 10 years, and keep saying someday I'll do something with them. Gets to the tool room itself. Well, once you go past the obvious needs to be finished part of things, the whole putting things away comes into play. Way fall worked out last year, I didn't get a chance to do my fall cleanup in here, and it kind of carried over into winter, so we'll get in here and try to tidy some of this up. Making some choices on what to keep, what to let go. I've got some tools that still I need to film a unboxing video of, just again haven't had the to get around to it, and make some choices on what to keep and what to let go, and really it'll be what it is. The old air compressor is still working really well. The chop saw, since I bought the big sliding saw, is not really being used up to its potential at all, so I might list her for sale for $5 or something, but given my experience with people, sometimes the hassle you're going to face trying to sell it is not worth the money you'll get for it in the end. As for the rest of the tool room, like I said, just some tidying up, and that once the weather breaks and we start getting our spring, I can get back in here and actually finish the tool room off, give my grand vision of what I wanted it to be all those years ago. I don't quite know the direction of the whole garage or shop for the future, but we will cross that if and when the time comes. It's kind of one of them things that is a work in progress, and has been a work in progress for many a year. So of course, guys, going to crank the old tunes, enjoy the warmth, and well, let's get at her. A little bit of a progress check-in. Well, of course, opted to start out here in the shop side of things over the tool room, but kind of doing things a little bit backwards. Going through some stuff, deciding on clutter to keep. You know, some things have sentimental value, and well, others you just want to hang on to, and you got to decide how much to let go and how much to keep. It's kind of one of those balances. I took some photos for classified ads, gonna get those done up, and hey, if it doesn't sell, well then I guess that just confirms what I've thought all along. Then it makes it easier to move on to the next step. Well, the cupboards I got here, I purchased back when I was doing the basement project. I probably should have returned them because, well, you know how it goes, right? They sit around and getting damaged, and you throw them away in the end anyways. But at the same time, I have a use for these in the basement if and when that project comes back around for the laundry area. I would like to do something with these clamps, put them somewhere out of the way, but at the same time I'm not 100% sure where to put them. They're kind of bulky. They do take up a bit of valuable real estate. In the perfect world, I'd probably put a 2x4 or something across that wall there and mount them, you know, kind of like right in there. However, I got plans for this in the future. Being the tool room is almost done, I probably could unscrew the cord rack there, because it really is not doing much except for holding, you know, plug-in cords and airline reels there. And again, mount a 2x4 up there, and then mount the clamps to that. And it'd be just a simple, whatever that is there, 30-inch or so 2x4, stick it up there, and then well, the clamps will hang off it and we can call it good. The only other alternative I could do is probably take them apart and bundle the pipe together, and then put the clamps themselves in the toolbox drawer, and then if I need them again, which I'm sure I will, then I'll just put them back together, and then around you roll a second time. The bicycle parts I was saving for a bike. I forget which one it was. I had a project lined up for the fall that happened to fall through, so I'll probably put those back away for another month or 3. I got a silicone gun, caulking gun, that I was going to return back to the hardware store. It's not a cheap one, and I thought maybe I could exchange it or return it, but by the time you go through the headache and the hassle of fighting with them after driving all the way down there, sometimes you're just best to, you know, shell out the money and just buy another one. Of course, I got the door jamb material over there for the tool room doors and stuff. Again, just a matter of well, getting around to it, and it'll all be good. A spare tripod. I don't really use it much anymore, but you know, someday maybe I will. All sorts of good stuff. Some of the stuff you even forget that you had until you start, well, digging, right? One thing I will say is the little heater that I got is, well, sure, fairly decent. I shied away from these when I bought my other one years ago, and I'm kind of wishing that I went with these ones here, because, well, they do throw off a lot of heat. I haven't tested it in like -40 to see how quickly it will heat up, but given the heat that it's throwing off now, I imagine it would do a sufficient job. Pretty much a little bit of progress made in the shop cleanup. Unfortunately, I think the progress is coming to a halt, or a slowdown anyway, in the shop side of things. Because, well, there's only so much you can move things around before you're just moving them from corner to corner. You know, I've got rid of a few things. I've put some things away, you know, stacked some things higher. Like I said, by rights, you should probably end up going downstairs, but right now they're going to probably live out here until the fall. Then we'll decide if they're going to move at that time. I got some other goodies, some scraps of wood and stuff, but they're kind of hard. You can't really move them because you end up just moving them corner to corner. And like I mentioned about a wood rack, we will get around that to it at a later date. So I've got a couple other little things. I'll probably file those sawhorses away, just so they're out of sight, out of mind kind of a deal. And I'll probably move the sprayer out to the shed. If it's still good, then we're good to go for another year. If not, then we'll have to buy one when the sale comes back on. Still digging up more bicycle parts everywhere I turn. You don't realize how much you have stashed until you start digging in corners you haven't been in for a while, and then you come up with a spare rim or a spare handlebar, or you know, over here we have a spare seat and seat post, and I'm sure there's more hiding in other places. These steps will probably get put out in the big shed until either I decide to sell them or scrap them. They're off of the 2003 Chevrolet Silverado. I thought about putting them on, but we'll have to again see how it rolls when the time comes. They look like they mount to the cab mounts, and from what I've read, sometimes the cab mount bolts can be a huge pain to get off. So again, we'll have to see how that rolls on out. If the Silverado sells, then I'll throw them in the back of the truck and call her good. If it doesn't, then, well, maybe we'll have ourselves a summer fighting project to install these things on the truck. So like I said, a couple more things to go, and once we're done in this part, I'll probably call her good for the shop side here. And then we can move on to the tool room itself. Kind of a shame to show it, but like you say, it's been, the best part of a year since it really had much attention, and the fall, well, really didn't get any at all before winter hit. And then over winter, it kind of becomes a catch-all for everything that you don't want to end up taking into the house. Okay guys, so here we go. Pretty much, the tool room is semi-put back. There's still some goodies and such that I don't quite know what to do with. I'll have to deal with them as the need arrives. There's some odds and ends here. A couple of pry bar sets that I need to do something with. Allen keys that are kind of in the home there, but I would like to put them something a little better. Another license plate to add to a Malmon license plate collection. Knee pads, an old dead amplifier from the truck stereo. A bunch of keys and a bunch of padlocks. I have no idea if I have keys too, and well, same keys. I don't know if I have padlocks too, and at least you can kind of half see the workbench now. Of course, there's a few more things that I want to go through and neaten on up as time permits. Right now, at least it looks like somebody kind of half cares. With a little bit of organization and a little bit of future planning, we can probably get things going a little bit better or back to where they need to be. I'm probably going to end up doing a little bit of reorganization in here again in the future, but for right now, at least you can move. Like I said, there's a couple more things out here in the shop side that I want to take care of. Probably put the wheelie cart in the shed. There's no point in having it in here. Probably end up listing a couple more things for sale and let them work their way through, and then it'll all be fine. But pretty much, guys, this is the first time we've had a bit of a shop night video or so in a while. I guess you could say shop day or so. First time we've been able to get in the garage for the best part of the fall and the winter for sure. Get a few things going and rolling. Well, I have a project I want to set up for now that things are half straightened on out. Get things going on that and around re-roll. So thanks for coming along on this little video journey, and as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.